I hereby summon all my imps. Hey everybody, it's Annabelle. Today I just wanted to go through and discuss one of my favorite modes, which is Mercenaries. And I just wanted to see if I could give you some reasons why I personally like Mercenaries, see if a couple of you want to come and try it out and take a look at it, because I think it's a very good mode that doesn't get the reputation it deserves. When it first came out, a lot of people basically dunked on it for being a horrible mode, and to this day it's still sort of treated as Hearthstone's weird game that nobody knows about. So I'm hoping that I can go through some of my favorite things about it and kind of see if some of the other people want to come and look at it right now. So one of the first things that I wanted to talk about is the fact that Hearthstone, for me, is something that I can do as a time sink. And I know for a lot of people that would be like a very negative thing, but for me it's great because I actually work for a living, and the thing is that I can have this at work while I'm doing other stuff because of the fact that you can just take your time with anything. There is no, when you go into doing a mode, when you go into doing an actual bounty, if I want to start this bounty right now, this whole bounty is going to just sit here and be here for hours upon hours. This board will be here, this bounty will be here. I can actually sit on this board if I need to for half an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours, and the game doesn't care for the most part. And you think that would be a downfall to it, but if you need something that just takes up time when you can't, you don't have to be under the pressure that you have in a normal Hearthstone game. And that to me is great because I can take my time, I can put this down, I can start a match, put down my mercenaries, go do something else, go take care of something else, come back, and as long as it's not been a ridiculous amount of time, it's going to be here. I don't have to worry about the rope burning, I don't have to worry about making my opponent mad at me that I'm taking forever to do a turn. So that's something that I actually like. It's something that gets me through my day when I'm doing other stuff, and I can have this in the background because I can just put it down when I need to and not worry about where my game's going and pick it right back up. So that's one of the things that I actually like about it, is the fact that you can play it very, leisurely if you want to. You don't have to be under that type of time crunch. The next thing that I actually like about it is the fact that, believe it or not, everything in the game is free to a certain degree. All the mercenaries that you have can all be crafted with coins. A mercenary has a crafted coin amount. For the oranges, it's 300s. For the blues, it's 100, and for the for the purples it's 100, and for the blues it's 50. So this one will be 100 coin mercenary. This one will be this one will be a 300 coin mercenary. This one will be a 100 coin mercenary, and this one will be a 50 coin mercenary up here, one of the blues. But even with that being said, there's not a need to have an orange deck or to have a purple deck. You can run perfectly fine with blues, and a blue you'll get the ability to get a blue in like maybe 2-3 runs, because you get like, if you know what you're doing, you can pick up like 10-20 coins for some of the blues early, and that'll basically be done with 100 coins. So that's the thing, is that every single card in here can be craftable. And when you get a card, whether it's a blue, a purple, an orange, no matter which mercenary you get, whether it's through opening packs or through crafting them, by doing the task, when you get down to some of the later tasks, you'll start seeing packs show up. So when you have a mercenary, you get 3 packs per mercenary. So you can actually start gaining packs. If you're doing a blue mercenary, you're actually gaining 2 packs on every blue mercenary that you go, even if all you do is you open them from the store. And that actually helps you out because of the fact. And the other nice thing about it is the fact that when you do these tasks, every time that you do a task, you'll get an actual token for your mercenary that'll help your mercenary get further along in the game. So you can use these tokens to level up your mercenaries as you go along. You use them for other things down the road. Just use them. It'll ask you if you're sure. Hit yes. And when you get enough of everything, you'll get a fully upgraded mercenary. And that's when you have all your things unlocked, and you can do that with being free to play. You'll actually get to the point where you'll actually have coins that you don't know what to do with. Like, you'll actually get to the point on some mercenaries, like, take Anduin for example, where you have a ton of coins extra. Everything's maxed out on him. He's maxed stats, and he still has coins. I mean, and they're going to at some point look at doing something with those access coins. We don't know when and we don't know where, but it's the fact that you'll get to that point. It's not hard to have max mercenaries. It's not hard to have ridiculous amounts of coins. Here, I'm just going through some of the mercenaries I just have left over. I'm not trying to get these mercenaries maxed. These are just coins that I pick up along the way. And yeah, you can look through the sheets and stats to see if you can get, which ability to do first, second, third. But for the most part, you can do any ability at any time. You don't have to get ability 1 maxed out before you get ability 2 maxed out, before you get ability 3 maxed out. I'm currently running Sir Finley, and Sir Finley has gotten none of his abilities done on either side of it, and he's still running fine through most scenarios. I mean, the other thing that's really nice about Mercenaries is that as long as you're doing PvE, you can win pretty much every scenario. You can go and you can look at a scenario and you can just win it. You don't have to worry about losing many times if you built your team correctly. Your team just goes through and rocks it. So if you don't like the idea of losing constantly, unless you do something really weird in most bounty boards, like you can even go to like the end bounty boards of like Dark Shore and Sunken City, and at least on normal, you can basically bring almost any team that you like. There's very little RNG involved in a lot of the matches. For the most part, you can, when you look at a board, like let's say I look at this board here, let's just go into this board for a second. And let me just pick a random team. If I don't like this board, if I look at this board and I'm like, oh man, I don't want to go up this road here because there's so many reds, and I have a team that's all greens, I can just go down to this bottom and hit retire and do it again. There's no penalty for going in here again. I didn't waste any coins. I didn't waste any time doing this, and you can re-roll the board until it's in your favor, And for the most part, it's still rock, paper, scissors. I mean, you see a board here. Let's just use this one. This one's mostly blue. So we're going to go and we're going to look at the board here. And we're going to see that if this is a mostly blue team, all I have to do is jump up this way. I start here, go red, red, pick up the mystery, go spirit healer, blue for a second, red, red, and then I'm done. I was able to just do this board because I got a basically blue team. And all these are reds, which are going to be really easy for me to do. So, fire is, water beats fire. So you have a water team, go collect fire. Now, sometimes you'll end up on a fire spot or even a water spot that'll have 2 greens on it instead, even though it's supposed to be blue. But for the most part, if you just know that, hey, this is a blue one, I should bring greens to it, that's going to work out fine. The rock, paper, scissors works a lot better than you think it does. And when it comes to looking at, how to build teams, you don't need to think about many teams really a lot. Synergies are really easy to come by. Like if you look at this team's a holy team. It's because Anduin has holy abilities, Vernon has holy abilities, and Hoover has holy abilities. And all I had to do to basically build this team was just type in the word holy. And there you had, synergies. You have a holy team right there. You type in the word fire. You end up with a decently good fire team. That's going to be Baron Geddon and Tony and Ragnaros and Diablo is going to make your fire team up. That's how easy it is. You just look for stuff that works well together. Fire works well with fire. Shadow works well with shadow. As long as you're looking at one of the major abilities like fire and nature and stuff like that, you're fine. And for the most part, even other synergies work. Like Beast works well with Beast. Dragon works well with Dragon. So you don't have to think too hard about the synergies. And for the most part, you don't need to make a million teams. These are the 4 teams that I have. I've got a fire team, which is basically, the Ragnaros and the Antonidas and the Geddon and Cookie. Right now, these 2 are just sitting in the party. I can even pull them out, because this is basically the fire team right here with Cookie in it. But Cookie doesn't, match for fire. He's just there for the board buff. The AoE team, which, is just Millhouse, Vernon, and Baron Geddon. My quick kill team, which I use for leveling. And my holy team. And with just these teams, you can do every single match in the game. So you don't have to go through and do it. And even if you don't want to make these teams, you can pretty much almost pick any 3 random mercs, and as long as you're not doing heroic, you can win a match. You can almost bring any 6 random mercs into a PvE match, and you'll be fine for the most part. Maybe you'll run into some really weird one, but that's almost kind of fun to do, is to try to just see if you can get past the challenge of having these 6 weird matches on you, these 6 weird mercs on you. The other nice thing about Mercenaries is, at the end of the day, it respects your time. If you put in the time and energy, the only thing that you have when you get close to the end is the daily event, which is going to be right here. That's the Toki event. And you only have that one daily, so you don't have to come in here and spend much time, because getting that daily done takes about maybe 5 minutes to get that daily done every single day. And if you skip out on the daily, you're fine. You're only missing out on 50 tokens. But you can go back on a Saturday, and if you really want to grind for, Murky, let's say, for Sir Finley right now, I can go grind up all his tasks today, and that's fine. You can go grind extra coins when you want to. These boards are always here. They're always sitting there for you. You don't have to wait for an opponent. You don't have to wait for a match. And you can put this game down for as long as you need to. If you need to put this game down for a half hour, for 45 minutes, you need to put this game down for a week or 2. You're not losing that much. You have time to catch up on the game. I'm completely caught up on this game. The only one that I don't have is Sir Finley, and that's because he literally just came out, and even he's on task 12 out of 18, and I'm not really trying to get him up right now. So if you are interested in getting into Mercenaries, it's a good road. I mean, you don't have to spend their stuff in the shop if you want to buy stuff in the shop. It's always sitting there. Let's not pretend. But even me, I've got 374 packs that are just sitting here that I have no intention of opening because I have every single mercenary in the game. So go through, give it a try, see if you like it. Maybe come back to it, give it a shot, See what's out there. Give Mercenaries a shot and give it a chance, and maybe you'll like it too. And if not, that's fine also. I'm not here to try to convert you. I'm just here to say, hey, when's the last time you took a look at it? That's all. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, remember, play for fun.